Hey, my mighty shifters. I'm coming to you well and live. Hello, everyone. This is Corrina. This is Corrina Jackson, the bougie confident boss lady, welcoming you back to another episode of Shift Happen. And like always, remember, I am your morning snack, your noonday nibble, and your evening unwind. I am yours for the day. How about that? I'm laughing, y'all, because today's episode is all about when life will throw you curveballs, and sometimes those curveballs are flaming, and sometimes they're covered in glitter. And either way, shift happens. This is where we believe that shift happens. And remember, I told you in some other episodes that it's conversations that aren't conversations that people may not want to talk about, but we're going to talk about them here. Either way, we're going to talk about them. And we're here to talk about how to catch those curveballs and maybe even laugh while we're doing it. I just kind of want to do something light and groovy. Today we're going to be talking about something that folks always, don't get. Folks that don't always connect with trauma or grief or struggle. I mean, it's real. Like I always say, it's real. But we're going to talk about it. Yep, laughter, giggles, belly laughing, crackles. Even those silent laughs where you're wheezing like you've been smoking Newports since 1992. I believe laughter is holy. I believe laughter is a weapon. I believe laughter might just save your life. Because I know what it feels like to be drowning. And I know what it feels like to find one silly moment that keeps me afloat. Let me tell you a story that I like to remember from time to time when I get uptight about something and I think it's not going to pull through. In 2021, I believe, I sought out a way to apply for a nonprofit, not knowing what I was going to do with that nonprofit, fighting with God. What am I going to do? I mean, you're having me to, take my own hard-earned money here and apply for a nonprofit. But anyway, in spite of, I called the attorney and said I want to put a nonprofit together. He tried to get me to do the short form. I said there's no way I can do the short form because although I didn't know what I was going to do with this nonprofit, I was managing a program that was over $1 million. And so I knew that I needed to do a long form nonprofit. So anyway, he put the nonprofit together for me, and it was hard work because of course you got to, think of your mission and all the objectives and all of those things that you want this nonprofit to look like. And I worked with a friend that I still work with today to come up with the name and come up with the mission and come up with those objectives and put it all together. And he filed the necessary papers that needed to be filed, and everything came back. And I'm still not knowing what I'm going to do with this nonprofit. What happened was in 2020, I believe, the nonprofit that we were in, this program, Healthy Start, decided to go another direction. I mean, it was my time to jump up and pretty much ask for something that I wasn't sure about, but I asked for it anyway. And I went to the interim CEO at that time and I said to her, do you think that I can possibly have this program and pull it up under my own nonprofit? And she just said, who am I to tell you that you can't run this program or to take this program and take it up under your nonprofit? I was floored because something that I thought wouldn't happen actually happened for me. And I know that I have had favor on my life for a long time. Things that people have tried to destroy me and take me under, and God just pulled me right out of it. Well, this was an instance where God pulled me right out of it. Gave me this program, and let me say, it hasn't been easy. You take on a lot of responsibility of finding funding for an agency, making sure that your staff have everything that they need for their salaries, their families, and it's just a lot of work. But anyway, it was a task that I knew that I wanted to take on. It was time. I had managed this program for over 25 years. And so I took the nonprofit, and I knew I had a lot of naysayers out there, people that, that I even work with that told me that it was impossible. It was impossible. But I knew all along that it was going to happen for me. And I would tell people that I was going to do this. And people would say, when are you going to do it? When are you going to take it out of there? When are you going to get the program and take it up under you? And I would always say to them, it will happen at the right time in God's timing. And it did. But like I said, I had a lot of naysayers out there, and those was those curveballs that I was talking about. Trying to throw things at you, trying to make you scared, trying to make you think that you can't do it, And I had to just put all of that to the side because, I mean, really, you can allow things like that to take control of you. And when it takes control of you, it festers and you sit on it for a while and it takes you off of your course. It takes you off your path. And I had to put all of that over to the side and just go forward and put the things that I needed to put in place for this nonprofit to happen. It wasn't easy, but I did it. And, it was pressure. It was definitely pressure. But I took that path and I was calm with it. And I just moved forward. And the whole time, because if you know me, I say little funny things or whatever, and I had to laugh it off, guys. I really did. I had the things that they were saying, I had to sit back and just kind of laugh because it's like these people really don't know me. They don't know what I can accomplish, what I can do. I am fierce. I am powerful. I listen, you don't want to go up against me. I tell people that in a minute. I'm not one of those type of people that will get in an altercation with you. I'm just one of those type of people that will work behind the scenes. And before you know it, I've gone around you. You're still standing there talking that crap. And I've gone around you trying to accomplish what I've got to do because I don't let people hold me back. I don't. But let me tell you, laughter is powerful. Scientifically speaking, laughter reduces cortisols, the stress hormones. It increases the feel good in you. It makes you feel good. It even helps you and your immune system fight off disease. Did you know that? Laughter is free healthcare. And some of y'all out there are paying $200 for therapy, which I support therapy. Don't get me wrong. Now, I am pro therapy. I've loved my therapist in the past. I really think, mental health is real and it's okay to say that you're not okay. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it. But also sometimes you need to watch a good TikTok of somebody falling off a hoverboard or something. I mean, really, that's not nice. But sometimes, you see those kind of things and it just start to make you laugh. And I like watching my TikToks. Really, I do. I find myself just scrolling down hours and hours and hours sometimes. Before you know it, 2, 3 hours have gone by and I've set up and watched a bunch of TikToks, even thinking I wish that I could do some TikToks myself, but I'm not there. The confident level is not there yet. Maybe one day I will do something like that. What's the funniest thing that's ever happened to you in a serious moment? Let me just share a few with you. So I was working with the client, and I remember the client telling me something really funny, and she just had a baby. And well, the baby, let me say this, the baby was probably a year old. They put the baby in bath water and the baby pooped in the bathtub. And I screamed, first of all, when she told me that the baby pooped in the bathtub because, it's like I just know how she is. Anxiety, I mean, she freaks out on just the littlest thing. So I could just imagine what it looked like when the baby pooped in the bathtub. But anyway, she calls out to her husband to help her to get the baby out of the bathtub. And I don't know how in the world or what in the world happened, but the husband ended up pulling on to her and they both fell in the bathtub with the baby in this pool. Every time I see her, I start to laugh. She looks at me like, don't start. And I mean, I have to start, guys, because I think of the story all the time and I'm like, oh my God, I could just see them in this pool. But anyway, it takes me to another story of a friend who got called to the ministry, and oh Lord. Anyway, she was delivering a serious speech in the pulpit, and I guess maybe she was saying something and she really felt at the time. And she shook her head, and her wig fell off. Now, I tried to act normal when she told me this because well, she was just mortified for one when she told me the story. And I'm sitting there and I'm trying to not to be judgmental, guys. I'm trying not to laugh. I'm trying not to do any of that. But when she told me that she reached down to grab the wig and in some kind of way her skirt like split. And so she just fell in the pulpit. And I asked her, I said, well, what did you do? And she said, all I could do is, pick myself up. And I mean, my skirt was split up to the Watusi. And she said, all I could do is put my wig back on and just, finish out my speech. And I said, oh my God, sis. I said, I am howling over here now. You shouldn't have told me that story. But let me say this. You're truly anointed because you went forth still with the word. And so that's all I could say. That's all I could say. I had to use humor to heal, really, to heal her at the time because I know she was sick about the situation. I was sick, really, when she told me. So, how do you use laughter when life's a hot mess? Here's how I shift. Find the funny fast. Even in hard moments, look for something absurd. Like, well, at least I'm crying in a cute outfit. I mean, that's all I can do. Surround yourself with funny people. Don't stay around folks who look like they've been sucking on lemons since 2003. I mean, tell your story. When you tell the funny version of pain, it takes power away from the hurt. It really does. Remember, laughter isn't disrespect. You can honor your struggles and laugh at it. I've cried and laughed at the same time. Both are holy. Really, they are. Mighty Shifters, here's what I want you to remember. Laughter doesn't mean your life is perfect. It means you refuse to let the darkness win. When I was on food stamps a long time ago, shift happened. When my lights got turned off, water got turned off. When I was in college, shift happened. When I split my cousin's skirt and I tried to, put the skirt on her, and as I was putting the skirt on her, it just split all the way up. And baby, let me tell you, shift had to happen then, because really, she was on her way to an interview, y'all. All we could do is pin it up or stapled. That's what we did. We stapled it and then put it back on her. And every time I think about that, I find that I'm smiling about it. So find your laughter, let it heal you. And don't be afraid to share your messy, funny, glorious stories with the world. Thanks for hanging in there with me today, Mighty Shifters. I always like talking to you guys. I mean, I feel like you're my therapy. I laugh when I'm telling you stories, and I can't really see you, but I know that you're listening. But if you laugh even once, do me a favor. Share this episode with somebody who needs it, who needs a good giggle. And also follow me by going to our website, which is shift-tulsa.org. DM me some of your funniest stories. If you know me on Facebook, I'm under Corrina Jackson. I would love to hear some of those funny stories so that I can share them on the episodes. Remember, this is real talk, real impact, and we're shifting communities one step at a time. And keep laughing, keep shifting, because baby, your story ain't over. Take care of yourselves. And if you want to make this world better, take care of each other. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.